the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching The Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson, here with Barry Tramel. It's time for our weekly We Pick 'em segment. Barry, 5 games. Let's get right to it. How about this one from the Big Ten? Ohio State goes to Michigan State. Who you got in this one?
Well, I got Michigan State, but I don't know who's going to win this game. These apparently are the two best teams in the Big Ten, which is just a ramshackle of a league this year. The Buckeyes have been stretched by a couple of inferior foes. Michigan State lays an egg against Notre Dame, scores 3 points. I don't like either one of these teams, but they're playing in East Lansing, so I got the Spartans.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sparty as well on this one. But you're right, Barry. I mean, the Big Ten's just in total disarray. Wisconsin, who, had a really nice year a year ago, just struggling. Nebraska, okay, not great. I don't know who's going to come out of this league, but maybe this game goes a long way to determine it. I'm sticking with Sparty. All right, let's head out to the Pac-12, Barry. Oregon State goes to Arizona, a game that probably some folks will watch around here with interest after Oklahoma State has played Arizona. Who you got in this one?
I've got Oregon State in this game. I'm not a believer in Arizona. Now, Arizona will feel good about the situation because it will be officiated by Pac-12 officials. Unfortunately for Arizona, Oregon State is in the Pac-12 as well.
You're wearing your Wildcat colors, though, today. Your Arizona colors.
I was thinking Kansas. I was trying to get on the good side of Jenni Jayhawk. But anyway, Oregon State looked very sharp against UCLA last week. I'm going to take the Beavers in a tight one.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Oregon State. I've picked against Oregon State for the last time. Not great these last couple years, Barry, but they seem to have righted the ship a little bit, seem to be maybe one of the better teams in the Pac-12. Now, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say they're going to be better than USC, maybe not better than Stanford, but so far looking really good. So I'm going with Oregon State in this one. All right, let's come over to the Big 12 for a second, Barry. Texas Tech goes to Iowa State. Who you got in this one?
Well, this is a fun game. You're talking about two teams probably 8-9, 7-8, 7-9 in the Big 12, but two teams that can beat you. OU goes to Lubbock next week. I'm not sure OU's going to win. OU goes to Iowa State. West Virginia goes to Iowa State.
Yep.
Those aren't going to be easy games. I like the Cyclones, though, because they've been proven this year. They've won 2 games in which they were underdog. Now, don't know that they should have been an underdog against Tulsa.
Not sure they should against Iowa.
They went to Iowa City and won. Texas Tech has not been tested. Winning at San Marcos, king of the outlet mall. That's the biggest. That's the biggest chip on Texas Tech's mark so far. I'm going to go with the Cyclones in a tight one.
Yeah, I think Iowa State at home. I'm going with them as well. I mean, I think this could be a pretty darn exciting football game, and it's not a game that's going to determine who wins the Big 12 by any stretch of the imagination, but I do like this matchup, and I think Iowa State at home is always going to be tough. Paul Rhodes seems to figure out ways to beat teams. I think he's going to handle Texas Tech all right. I like Iowa State. All right, Barry, another Big 12 game. This one brings in West Virginia. Baylor goes to West Virginia. Who wins this one?
Big day in Morgantown. The first conference game, Big 12 conference game in West Virginia history. I think the fans are going to be jacked up. I'm picking the upset.
Oh!
I think West Virginia might be a little too sky high. I love the way Baylor played last week in a tough game at Louisiana Monroe. I think Baylor springs the upset. It's going to be a wild one. Think Baylor TCU a year ago, first one to 50 wins. Might be the same way Saturday.
Well, that's true, but I'm going to go with West Virginia in this one. I think that the Mountaineers will be ready to go. I love Geno Smith. He, to me, is now the leader in the clubhouse. In the Heisman race, it's only obviously week 5. It's a long time to go. But I think West Virginia's got a lot going for him, and yeah, it's going to be high energy. But I think West Virginia's the better team. I think they triumph in their Big 12 opener. All right, lastly, Barry, the only game involving state teams as OU is off this week. It's a big one. Texas at Oklahoma State. Who you got?
Well, I had Oklahoma State when Wes Lunt was going to play.
Really?
I'm going to go with Texas, though, because J.W. Walsh, while he's an excellent quarterback, played very well against Lafayette in the reliever role. The offense is not suited for him, and I think there's going to be too much pressure on OSU to get the running game going to set up the pass, whereas if Wes Lunt's in the game, you don't have to have the running game to set up the pass. You can just fire off a 30-yard dart. Not going to happen with J.W. Walsh. I think too much pressure on the OSU running game. I think Texas wins a close one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Texas in this one as well. I'm not sure I would have picked OSU even if Wes Lunt was healthy. Now, maybe he would have shown me something in that Lafayette game, but, it was still sort of jury was out where he was going to be heading into this game. I mean, I like Wes Lunt. I think he's going to be a heck of a quarterback, but this is Texas, and this is a huge game. I definitely think the pressure is on Oklahoma State, against Texas's defense. Now, I will say this. If Texas over pursues, J.W. Walsh can make you pay with his legs. I think that's going to be an interesting thing to watch because Texas has those great defensive ends, and they want to just come at you. They want to fire off and really get into the backfield. If they over pursue, I think J.W. Walsh could make him pay, but he just doesn't have that downfield passing ability, I think, that can keep the Texas secondary honest. So I think Texas wins, but it's going to be a fun game on Saturday night. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.